Dressed in a dark gray suit, a pale, visibly thinner Madoff sat silent in a packed courtroom as 9 of his victims unleashed their anger. One called him a beast, another a psychopath, another stating, "I only hope this prison sentence is long enough that his jail cell becomes his coffin." Then it was time for the 71-year-old disgraced financier to speak. Devoid of emotion, Madoff first spoke of his immediate family, none of whom were in attendance. "How do you excuse lying to your brother and 2 sons?" he asked. "How do you excuse lying and deceiving a wife who stood by you for 50 years and still stands by you?" Citing what he called an error of judgment, Madoff said, "As hard as I tried, the deeper I dug myself in a hole. I lived in a tormented state," he added, "knowing the pain and suffering I have created. I have left behind a legacy of shame to my family and grandchildren." Turning toward his victims, Madoff said simply, "I am sorry. I know that doesn't help you." District Court Judge Denny Chin was next. Calling Madoff's crimes extraordinarily evil, Chin noted he had not received even a single note or letter in support of Madoff. Then, as Madoff stood silent, Chin delivered the ruling everyone was waiting for: 150 years in prison, the absolute maximum, with no possibility for parole.
It's not the judge's job to dispense justice in this fashion. Sure, you're supposed to make a symbol out of Bernard Madoff. This could have been accomplished with a much shorter sentence.
Afterward, outside the court, several victims had this to say.
"I'm left with fear. I wake up in the night, I get up with it in the morning."
He's an equal opportunity destroyer.
I think justice was done today for Mr. Madoff.
Should have been in a jumpsuit, as the other common criminals walk in there.
And then there's 91-year-old Ian Thurmond. He had to take a job at a grocery store in California after losing $700,000 to Madoff.
It's just maybe makes some people feel better. It doesn't make me feel 1 ounce better.
For Bernard L. Madoff, Judgment Day began with much of the same kind of atmosphere seen last March when he pleaded guilty to 11 counts of securities fraud, money laundering, and other federal crimes. Crimes unimaginable just last summer when Madoff was seen as a wizard of Wall Street, praised for his uncanny ability to seemingly see into the future. Now, in his day of reckoning, that future is certain: a lifetime of hard time, a sentence so many believe the king of cons so richly deserves. Armen Keteyian, CBS News, New York.